Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, you're on that side now.
It is. Forgot about that button.
Welcome, everybody. We got a small crowd already. Awesome.
See that? All right.
You've also got blue in your eyes there, Cleverlike.
Oh, look at that. That's my. There must be some green reflecting. Let me. Let me.
Oh yeah, probably from the grass.
Green grass out on the pasture. Green screen. I will just say none. Boom. And now I just have that reflection that was causing that.
You can't win.
So, anywho, that's how that's going to be. Like my artificial background here, it's so you could interact with it.
Listen, that's more than AR, VR. That's like real reality.
Yeah, that's the real deal. That's the real deal. That was a pretty solid plate right there too. Yeah. I wonder what that's used for. I'm pet sitting, so I'm at some good internet though. It's real nice.
Yeah, I'm not as washed out as I was last week or Wednesday. That's nice.
I was gonna say that about you.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean your camera? Sorry.
My camera.
What's going on, dude?
Not much. I've been chugging away on other projects.
Yeah.
It's getting real over here. It's pretty entertaining.
Is it unreal or is it real?
It's a little both. Both. Okay. Real world projects working in Unreal. It's going to be insane.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool beans. Well, Farmcraft launched.
Yeah. So tell us about that. What's the 411 on that? Where can we find it?
Yeah. So that's a good question. NASEF.org/farmcraft would be your place to go. Hello from India. Psycho Genius. That Jaden. Yes. So Jaden, you'll be happy to know. Well, you were pushing the spaces between the tildes. I still haven't bought into that. But somebody on the live stream, said to replace. I was using slashes for comments, and they said to replace it with hashtags, which I did in all the code, which was nice. But we had a good stream. Everybody was kind of pitching in ideas and helping each other out. It was a lot of fun. That was in the past. So if you stay tuned to the channel, make sure you're subscribed and notified and all that good stuff, and we'll see what kind of things we can learn here. So I'm going to go through. I thought what I could do is go through the Farmcraft game, kind of like behind the scenes tour on some of the cool mechanics in that game that I like. And then if we have the time and interest to kind of build our own version of one of those things, then we'll do that. So I am going to just get logged in. And Gatlin, if you want to join me in Education Edition, could certainly do that. We can do a playthrough, or I can just do that. You have a login for that, right? You have one of our logins?
I believe I do, yes. So let's
yeah.
Minecraft, I need to be in here.
Yeah. See how far you can get on that. I'll start showing I'll be doing the tour. Dude, thanks for joining us here at the tour. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. Okay. I want to move it to this other screen. I got too many. So I got a new monitor.
Ooh, fancy.
Because the new puppy dog knocked over the green screen onto the old monitor, which knocked it onto the floor.
Something about a Rube Goldberg machine?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, and then it fell on the floor, and then it went in the trash, and then I went to Micro Center and brought a new one. So that's the the extent of that Rube Goldberg machine.
Good time.
Yeah, it was slightly sad, but I mean, I was using a TV as my monitor, so now I have a proper monitor with all those controls.
Awesome.
Why are you given this link for what? That's for Farmcraft. Farmcraft is the game that we made that is now published, and people around the world are using it for a competition about agriculture, farming, and we created like a really cool simulation in the game. So I'm just about ready to share my screen.
Apparently, all the info that I had for Farmcraft login stuff has disappeared. We had that handy.
Okay. Bear with me uno momento.
Yeah.
Okay, let's yeah, my computer's so jittery. Why so jittery? You know what? I'm going to unplug that. Let's see how that goes. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. Sometimes I forget to do that. Oh, and if I do it by the game window. Oh, no, share audio. Okay, screen 2. Boom. All right. Da 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 da. So I'm going to show you guys Farmcraft. Oops. All right. That's version 1.2.
Oh, I'm gonna need my code to get in there.
Yeah, you will. You will need that. Let me see. /game. Okay, good. So hosting, confirm, sign carrot pickaxe Nemo. We're gonna get Gatlin in here. I'm gonna bring up the code. Bring up the code. There we go. That was quick. I just said it and it just popped right up, just like that. Okay, I see a 2-player situation happening here.
Oh, I am all right. Oh yeah, this place has changed a little bit since I was here last.
Yeah, we'll get you. Let me do function reset game. That kind of starts the game from the beginning, and we kind of get teleported to the same exact spot.
Like I was in your head. That was weird.
Yes, that's a scary place to be.
True story.
So the mayor will basically open up this stairwell here to the outside creative build area, and that's where the player can add on to the lab. We're in the lab right now. So I don't know if you guys know, but the way to do these things, these are basically image maps. So they're in-game maps that have been converted to images, and then you use a program to put your JPEG or a PNG image into it, and it will generate maps that get put into your inventory, and then you put them, you just put them onto the item frames. So can't interact. I'm in Education Edition with the good old deny blocks, so you can't break them, but you probably rotate them. You right click on them.
Huh.
That's what maps do. Item frames actually send a redstone signal depending on how they're rotated as well.
Oh, that's cool.
I've never used that for anything useful. Could kind of as a password to unlock things. And then we took did the same thing with screenshots. So I took the map into into Bedrock with RTX. See the RTX effect here on the island biome. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
Converted all those images, so you get a look at what the biomes look like that you'd be competing in. You get to talk to the NPCs about it. Yeah, like, you like Gatlin? Where do you want to fight for your life?
I'm used to fighting for my life in the desert. Let's try a desert. Let's do one of the deserts.
Say this biome. So it has clear skies, hot days, cold nights. There aren't many living things in the sand. Rain is really rare. Can you make the soil ideal for growing crops here? So the challenge with the desert biome is that the soil's not great and it doesn't have much water. So that's going to be our main issue. But insects and weeds are not going to be a big problem for us. So I'm going to talk to this NPC. And they say, welcome, sunny sand, soil, and basically what I just said. And then you probably got the dialogue because you were closer.
Yeah.
So you could advance us to the next one.
Cool. There she goes.
So we programmed the NPC to have a walking animation and also took the nose off of the NPC so that it could wear Steve skins, basically. So it's a copy of the Steve model. And the skins that we made for the NPCs are also skins that the player can wear. Cool benefit. So let's talk to this person. And they say, I could test the soil, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to say no on testing the soil because it costs money and we have a limited budget. And then, okay. Yeah. You're hearing it here first. Because we know the soil is bad. So it says visit the farmer at the barn to get the tools you need. So parkour over the barn. Parkour. Gainer into the dumpster. Okay, sorry. So you can get a hoe to use to till the soil. If you'd like, you could spend 25 coins to get a fertilizing hoe, which will give you a soil boost even as you till it. So I'm going to buy the fertilizing hoe for 25 coins. And say, yes, I would like that. And you can go grab one as well. It doesn't cost us any more money, just the first 25. And then we got to be tilling like villains.
You're running around over there. You know your map. You've been in here for days.
Slightly.
The thing.
Doing the thing. Hello. There we go. Oh, dude, you're cruising.
This soil ain't got nothing on us.
You are cruising.
I missed a spot.
I got it. Got you. Hey, tilling is complete. So that mechanic right there is what it's doing is it's comparing this. It's comparing these two soil plots to target soil plots, basically, and when they're even, when they're equal, then it will be complete and we'll stop the timer. There's a timer running. I don't say that, but there's a timer running and we keep track of how long it took you to till the soil. And that's like one of your delays in the game. Okay, that looks great. Now it's time to buy some seeds. You could choose standard seeds or seeds that have been genetically engineered to have specific traits. Talk to the scientists in the lab. Take the ATV to get into the tunnel. Let's go. Hop on in, Slim.
Oh, hold on.
You got to right click on it. Oh, he's in. There we go. Look at us. Gatlin and Cleverlike just doing a little joyride in the desert. Oh, to lab.
Oh, yeah, look at
that. Got a cool sound effect there. Teleporting of the entity is annoying because where the entity is facing is one thing, but where I'm facing is another thing. So if I look to the left, the entity will eventually look to where I stopped. So you can kind of get things facing the right way, but then kind of not. So you just have to find your way out of the tunnel. Welcome to the lab. They're talking about all the seeds and tools, and you can learn about what farmers face. Talk to the scientists. Oops, I have to click OK here.
Drought tolerance. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah. So this scientist tells you about herbicide tolerance, which is basically a way to make a plant not susceptible to like an herbicide, so that you can kill the weeds without killing the crops. So that's a genetic engineering attribute where you can make it resilient to the herbicide, so that the weeds die and the plants don't. Insects come in many shapes and sizes, but of course they love to eat all your crops. So insecticides can be used to get rid of bugs and things like that, but you have to be careful because they can harm your environment. Could affect your soil quality. Hint, hint. Plants require water, just like animals. Not enough water, the crops will wither. So, and overwatering is going to damage them. So you have to make sure to have the right balance of how much water you're going to have. So in the game, we'll notice, especially in this one, we're going to notice the water being quite the situation. And then this scientist talking about soil. Fertilizing increases the nutrients in the soil. Adding too much is a problem. So, and year over year, as you're using your crops, using your soil, it loses nutrients. They actually have a soil expert coming on the next live stream, which is April 14th, I think, and she's going to talk about all kinds of things, like what they're doing in farming now with soil and stuff like that. So that's the cool thing about this project, is all that stuff. So this engineer, you can buy for 150 coins. And we have 475 left. We could buy insect resistance in our seeds. We can buy herbicide tolerance in our seeds. We can buy drought tolerance, and we can buy improved soil health. So what do you think we should buy? If we were to buy one, soil health or drought tolerance, I would say is probably the best, because that's our biome. What do you want to buy?
Let's go with the drought issue.
Drought. Okay. So why don't you go up and buy it?
Hello. A more tolerated drought. Oh, not very nice. The crops in the water slowly. Water often saves money for you and reduces your water use. Buy 150 coins.
Ding. Okay, I heard the coin mechanism. Okay, why don't you click the button so we can get our seeds ordered up? Order up.
The awesome Seedatron.
Yes.
Modern marvel.
Love this thing.
I was talking with our sound engineer. I was like, what we need to do? We need to 3D print this and send this off to our artist that built it.
Oh gosh, that's genius. Yeah, it's genius. Okay. And so you have the seed. Yeah, you have the seeds.
Oh, yeah, I have all the seeds. Okay.
Oh, okay. Bring them. So one of the things I did in the code with this one is made it so that when the player drives first of all, like if the player walks into the tunnel, nothing will happen. But when the cart goes in the tunnel, it teleports the cart with the players in it. And in case I left without you, it will teleport anything, like if you drop the seeds, and anyone, it'll teleport down to the farm. So if you stay here, I'm going to drive in. Oof. I get teleported into the tunnel, and you're probably at the farm already.
Yeah, I'm like right here. Hey, hello.
Yeah. So we had to do that so people didn't get abandoned at the lab. And you can plant seeds. I'll watch you plant the seeds.
You doing it right?
No. You're doing it all wrong. I'll start calling out. Nope, don't. Little to the left, right. No. Yeah, you missed. Yeah, no, you missed it. Forget it. Let me turn off this scrolling thing. This scrolly dealio. Yeah, why? Why so jumpy?
Okay, I'm getting there.
You had a premonition on the sound effect, huh?
So close. Hey, planting complete. There we go.
Nice. Oh, dude, my.
The sound engineer upstairs is hearing the noise.
Like, I know what you're doing. Okay.
I had just enough seeds to fill up the whole place. Look at that.
Yeah, really? You should have some extra. Oh, I took them away from you. That's why.
Rude.
I took away your extras. I don't want you selling them on the black market. Okay. So now let's talk to the NPC. Good work. Now you'll need to make sure your crops grow strong and produce the best harvest possible. So now I'm getting into a cycle, this 6-day cycle that I've time is off, ticking speed is 0, random tick speed is 0, and I'm facilitating basically every single day and what happens for each day. So in the beginning, the first 3 phases are weed phases. And Gatlin, you'll like this new addition that we made to the weed phase. So if you look up here, the sun.
Oh,
the sun went down. It's like that's the end of the day. And now you have to keep your crops watered and the soil healthy while fighting off insect pests and weeds. So weeds are any kind of plant that interfere with how your crops grow. They use the nutrients and water your crops need. Get rid of them as soon as you can. So you got to be watching. You got to be watching them crops.
That's amazing.
Everybody's like, this was somebody making the sound, wasn't it? I'm like, sure sounds like it. Okay, that sound that you heard, there you go. That got to kill that weed without killing the. Yeah, see that? Now weeds have a 10-second clock. Right behind you is one. Behind you, 2. You have a 10-second clock. If you don't remove the weed in 10 seconds, it becomes a weed and destroys the crop, just like you did yourself.
I just totally did it. Here, I get this side. You get that side?
I'm gonna get these 2 here. I can get this side. Yeah.
So my brother and I used to play. You get that side of the screen. I'll get the side of the screen.
Yep, that's smart. Okay. So that's a cool mechanic. So the dandelion, the first weed that drops is actually an entity, and I'm using the spread players command. So I have like different regions of the crops where I'll spread in a radius the problem. Oh, butterflies. Those get you money.
Oh, I got one. Did you get the other?
Oh.
That sucker's gone.
Okay, you've managed the farm. The weeds are taking over. The weeds are taking over.
Yeah.
This is one of my tricks. You get all caught up in the catching the butterflies, which earn you coins. And why don't you get that one?
Yeah, that way.
And the weeds start to take hold in the crops. The longer weeds are okay. So this is a cool thing. So I have a weed penalty. If you have an actually dandelion block, a dandelion item planted in your farm, then you start the weed timer clicks forward. So the way that works is what I did was I retextured. Oof, what's our soil health at 40? So I'm going to fertilize. You manage the entire crop here. I'm going to bring up our qualities here. Going to water. Okay, good. So we got nice, rich looking soil. You got that one? Oh, sorry, I cut that. I cut that. That one right there, right in front of you. So we've got the interesting, the particle effects. If you're not looking at the emitter, they'll keep going and they just won't stop. Like, so even though it stopped, it keeps going because you haven't looked at it to update it. So that's one interesting thing about the particle effects. So what I was saying, like the dandelion in order for me to know that there's a dandelion, instead of like checking like hey, is this block have a dandelion? There's 150 blocks, so you can't really check them all individually in any effective way. Okay. Oh. Try to get. Come here, boy. Come. Oh, got one. Yeah, we got them both. Good. That's of course I jumped on the crop and killed it.
City slicker. Don't know how to like grow things.
I know how to kill them butterflies.
Get the thing. You get it? Oh, I got it. Okay.
So what I do with the dandelion, what I'm doing is I am doing a fill command with a conditional command block. So I'm filling the crop area with a red flower and only replacing a yellow flower. I got this one. So the fill command places red flowers and only replacing the dandelion. And what I did was I retextured the red flower to look exactly like the dandelion. So you don't see it happening, but it's converting dandelions into poppies basically, and then back to dandelions. And if that is a successful round trip, that means there's weeds. And so that condition will be true, and so I could increment the weed counter as a result. And so that's just kind of happening in the background. We got to get that soil quality up. We're bringing it up to the top.
Are you using the fertilizer to do that one?
Yeah, the fertilizing spray. Oh, butterfly, got one.
Oh, that's elusive little bugger.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay, here we go.
There it is.
This one. Okay, you want to get that one?
Dibs.
Okay. Oh, right behind you, another one. Oh, and then another one. Oh boy, get your aim on, son.
Dang.
He's reckless. That's okay. So the cool thing about this, like when I first did it, I was having it like pick a spot and then replace the crop with a weed, and it looked sad in the biomes that had a lot of weeds. You didn't have any chance to fight it; it just happened, you know. So, so this way, the entity spawns and you have time to address it. Oh, okay. Very careful. Whew. We did it. There we go. I got this one.
Yeah, that one's
going to be coming towards you. That, and then there'll be some behind you. Oh, no.
I feel like this is kind of like a tennis court. It's on my side. I got it.
Yep. Got it.
Yeah, that one. Okay.
And then there should be one. So the weed problem is not so bad. If we were in like the tropical biome or the island biome, the weeds be dropping. They be dropping a lot. Everywhere. Yeah. And you can see it's going to get harder to see them. And
yeah, because it's going to get taller.
It gets taller. And the hitboxes start to get closer together as well. So you got to be super careful. Okay. Oh. You kidding me? Did I destroy? I feel like some crops may have been sacrificed in that effort.
Yep.
No, I was aiming like a wild person here. Oh.
And that one went straight up. I don't know. Have we got like a
They do come down. Like if you're watching them, I'll watch the crops. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Oh, good. Not looking favorable. I'm going to water some fertilizer. Our soil quality is 58. Now it's 78. Okay, it's very important. Okay, that's the weed sound. Very important to there you go. Keep your soil quality and your water level high. See, I don't know if you can notice, like sometimes the flower the dandelion appears over over the sand, just like that. That was perfect timing. And another one. So if the spread players command drops it in the sand, it'll get removed because that's not a legal block. It's also not when it's in one of these empty spots, it's going to go away as well, not be an issue. The thing I had to do is basically check for if when it lands, if it's on an air block, then remove it. So it'll only live and hide in the crops. Okay, we got. Come here. So one of the things, if you, okay, I got these two. You can go to the other farmer. This entire time, the other farmer is providing us, the one over at the barn is providing us with resources that we can buy. One of them is a butterfly net. So with the butterfly net, you could right click on the butterflies to catch them instead of using the attack, which kills your crops. So if you do the right click, then you won't risk killing your crops. And that's an interact component on the custom entity. So so we made it so when the butterfly is interacted, okay. Okay. Oh dang. That's the old the old 1-2. They say in the farm lingo.
Is that a technical term?
Yes. That's like, you kill the insect and I'll take out the crop. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
We saw it. I see. I wasn't on my side.
Okay. I think there was definitely a border war there. We could have definitely had an argument over whose that was. All right, I'm buying some bug spray.
Nice.
Cool thing about bug spray is that it allows you to kill the thing that you'll see in the next phase without destroying the crops. And it's a retextured snowball. There you go. Take some.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Get it?
Oh,
he's gone.
He's gonzo. They despawn after 20 seconds. There's two more.
Means nothing if I can't hit him.
Got one. Okay. Next phase starting soon. How's our soil quality? 46. So you can see here, like, in our coins, we got 180. Got to keep that quality up. And when our soil changes, there's three soil qualities.
I heard crunching noises. Was that bugs?
Yeah, that's the bugs. We had to change the sound. We had bad reviews on the sound.
That wasn't a happy noise. Okay.
Exactly. Too uncomfortable for people. They weren't ready to handle it. So pro tip, if you use F5, hit F5, you could do third person perspective. Problem is aiming. If you use your attack in this mode, you'll probably be destroying your crops.
Yeah, I totally did.
Yeah. So, oops, sorry. So we don't have a big bug problem. When you hear the crunching, that's the beginning of a new kind of bug cycle. So you go and clear them out. You get them to stop. We did not buy. So here's the deal. The way insecticide works is that it makes it so that when the insect eats the crops, they die. So a genetically engineered crop is basically creates its own pesticide. Like it's designed to kill the type of pest that eats the plant without affecting without killing everything that eats the plant. So that's interesting. And when you spray pesticides, similar deal. It's like a more of a topical thing that the insects will eat, and they'll die when they eat it. So in this game, if you have insect resistance or if you spray insecticide, the caterpillar will still eat your crop, but it will die after it eats your crop. So it'll only eat one crop. Our deal here is we didn't buy that. So if we don't kill these things, the caterpillars, they will just continue on eating the crops. So
I think my side has got a lot less crops than yours does.
I should have bought you a butterfly net. Is that what you're saying?
I think that might have been a good idea. Oh, this is why I do computers. I don't do farming. Eat up the plants.
Speaking of which, yeah, you're beating them up. So one of the things I'm doing for the transaction and knowing if you have enough money, I am keeping track of it. I have an entity like that we tagged as a score entity. Oh, come here. Oh, he really went straight up. The score entity, and I'm sorry, the state entity, and that entity we're tagging up with all kinds of tags to keep track of the game state, and one of them is kind of like your coin bank. And so we'll do an execute command on that entity for the coins objective, basically. And so we'll execute on that entity with coins are less than the amount needed, and it'll run like the sound effect that says you don't have enough money. And it'll also execute on the one that says you do have enough money. And if that works, then it'll subtract your money and then give you the thing. So in the spray entities, they take a tag. When they get a tag, that's when they react. So they have it's an entity with an environment sensor. It looks for a certain tag, and depending on the tag, it spits out the special colored particle effects. So you can see the fertilizer is purple,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so that's wired up to kind of have that visual change, and that's in the resource pack based on the tag. It'll in the behavior pack based on the tag that it gets, it'll set a variant ID. And that variant ID is how the entity and the resource pack will know which particle effect to add. Oh, look at the soil just turned to dirt. Oh boy. Sorry. And slacken. Okay. We're up to speed. Any extra caterpillars? How you doing on bug spray? I think I might go buy some more.
I've been using the wrong button, so I still got a bunch.
It's a right click.
Yeah, I've been left
information that would have been useful yesterday.
I've been taking out the plants, and the caterpillars have survived. Yeah, my side of the crop field is looking pretty sad over here.
It's looking all right. It's looking all right.
At least there's no zombies
yet.
Great.
You haven't seen the latest update. So probably I'm going to buy.
It's not going to be plants versus zombies. It's going to be plants or zombies.
Yeah, plants and zombies.
And zombies. There we go. Even better.
Plants and zombies unite.
That's so much better.
I like that sound effect on that one. Yeah, so the snowball, if you directly hit the snowball on the caterpillar, that's more like an interact. So if you interact with the caterpillar, we'll despawn it. But it wasn't playing the correct sound, so we had to rewire the sound to take over one of the interact sounds. And we had trouble adding our own sound, so we took like the milking sound of the cow. When you right click a bucket on a cow, you'll get a bucket of milk. So we took that milk sound and put our spray in there, and then we using that milk sound. You interact with a caterpillar while holding a snowball, it will play that sound. Okay, dude, we're cruising.
Yeah, like this is nice.
We are cruising. These are genetically engineered resist insect pests, produce their own insecticides. See? The stuff I was telling you, you learn in the game here. Oops. I just sprayed the NPC with bug spray. Hopefully that's good. She doesn't have any bugs on her, so it must be working. I'm real proud of our soil quality and soil moisture here. Yeah. So it helps if the particles are messing you up. It helps to look at them. Oh no! Come over here, Gatlin. Come over here with your spray. Oh, dang. This one. Oh, dang.
Oh.
I was out of bug spray, so
I got 5 left. So
all right.
Communicate. We gotta know.
The screen's very laggy. Yeah. Yeah, we're having a reunion here. We have Lo-Fi and NNO. Seen those peeps around for these streams. So yeah, Farmcraft is shipped. It's out the door, and giving it a playthrough here. See what kind of score we can get. Get Gatlin out on the ranch. This is our last day. We have a few more bugs to go. I'm gonna spend our money on fertilizer, soil quality, bring that up. Try to keep it nice and high so we get a good score. And this is in Education Edition, everybody. So this game, we did make use of some of the things that are unique to Education Edition. So, but we learned, that's another thing we learned in our live stream. There's a lot of the education features are added to the latest Windows 10. A lot of good stuff. So I'm excited about that. The closer these two things merge, then the more we can share the worlds in between them. Okay, is that the caterpillars? Are we done?
I'm not seeing anymore.
Okay. Oh, here's one. He's trying to get away. Get out of here, kid. Okay. Sorry. That's the farm life, man. You're constantly fighting off nature. Yeah, so hopefully, I think this is our last crop cycle. Where's the sun? Yeah, the sun is setting in our desert farm. This is one of my favorite sound effects right here. Wait for it. Yeah. Okay, what did we get? Oh, we don't have a score yet. Gatlin, hop in that harvester and drive over the crops. Watch you. Watch him go. Oh, he goes straight down the middle, so he has to do 3 trips. Oh, that's just more fun, though. Look at that. I love that. That's so cool. So that entity, and are we done? Done. Nice. Our total score was 1,733. Our average soil quality was basically 60%. That 590 is actually it's out of 1,000, so that's a 60, almost 60%. Our water penalty was 162. That's when our soil was kind of left a little too dry. That's the penalty. Hey, Maurizio, Mari. We have our seed delay. How long it took us to seed was 48 seconds. Till delay, 26 seconds. We had 25 coins in the bank. And our weed timer was only 7 seconds where we had weeds on the farm, which is really good. Proud of us. So all of these factors and some other ones go into the score. So you kind of have like your almost like an income statement, or like a P&L or something like that. You have your incomes and then your expenses. So how much we harvested, that's a good thing. How good our soil was and stuff like that, those are all good things, and they count towards the positive parts of your score. And then the delays and other things like that kind of take away from your score, and that's how you get kind of a balanced out result. So things like the water penalty and the soil quality are really important factors in this biome. If you don't manage them well, you'll have a score. I mean, you could get a negative score if you're not careful. So we did pretty well. We did pretty well. And the other thing that's still there is if I summon, oops.
Oh, do I need to back up a little bit? Oh, I can see it on my screen.
So we could also add the Bellagio fountain effect in our farm for good measure to make it more of an entertaining farm. Okay, so let's take you behind the scenes here. Oh, right, out of bounds. This game is like super. We have it so programmed so that if you're not in the right place while you have certain permissions, you get put in the right place. And so I'm getting sent back to let's try it again. Game mode 1. That's so fun. All right, so I'm going to go to this NPC here, and then we're going to say start over. Hopefully you're in the lobby with me. Yeah, okay, cool. So now one of the things we can do is we could talk to the mayor, and it looks like the concrete is dry and ready for the addition to be built. And so he wants to know.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Floor just like dropped out from underneath me.
Yeah, and so here's the empty area. So this is your build area. You're in creative mode here where you can build whatever you want to build. And I am going to TP at A, all of us. We're going down.
Hold on, I might be out of bounds. Here we go.
Okay. So do me a favor and fly in the air. Just hold yourself in the air. See what happens now. No, still okay. Let's. It's a good system. Oh man.
Dang.
Somebody's awfully bossy.
Oh, now I'm not pumping.
We're in the dirt. And now we're in the out of bounds warning area, but not in the actual out of bounds. So the way to solve this is a game rule. So this is a good thing for you guys. Like when you make a boo boo and have a command block, a rogue command block that's screwing things up, you can try to break it, or in Bedrock, I think it's a setting in your game settings, but in in Education Edition, they don't have that. So what you could do is you could do game rule command blocks enabled false. And now we should be able to go to this area. I'm going to give us an effect at A, night vision, 100. Okay. And so this is the behind the scenes, basically, for all 5 biomes. You can see the floor is color coded for each one. So we have the tropical, the desert, the temperate, the cold, and the island biome. And then this purple area is kind of like the generic, the game state stuff, like the thing that's managing the out of bounds and teleporting you back into your, like it manages like when a new player comes in and they should be joining you, everybody where they are at in their biome, that it'll activate that teleporter. So this is really just gathering up players and trying to prevent people from gaming the system. Which, you know, if you try it, we gave up at some point because it's endless. But yeah, so you can see these are the crops that we use to compare. So when we're checking for tilled crops, we're comparing this complete tilled strip with what the crops are out in your farm, and then this is how we're detecting if you've completed seeding, is comparing the seeded crops with it.
Just ruined it. I broke one of the blocks.
I knew it.
Landed on it. I didn't read the sign.
It says keep off the crops, kids.
Landed on it and it like changed.
It sure did. And so we're just going to take care of this. I'm going to spray you with my, got to get World Builder.
There we go.
There we go.
This way you can keep me around just to help bug fix.
Yeah, exactly. So these command blocks, you'll notice a lot of them are conditional. That's with a little dent in the back. And so basically, they only run if the command block before it ran successfully. And so let's see, the timer or checking for seeds to be planted completely, checking for tilled soil. This is the one where we do the test for blocks, where we're testing for tilled soil in one crop, testing for tilled soil in another crop, and then if this one won't run if the first one fails. So if you don't have like one of the spots done, then it's going to fail. But if you have one of the spots done, it'll check the next one, and if that one's done, then it'll move on. Like then you're in this success, basically the success chain. So come to the side. So it sets the block below it to air, which is the thing that's been checking all along. It's like, okay, I'm successful. I'm going to finish this run, and it's going to stop running because it doesn't need to run anymore. So I'm setting the block that was activating this whole chain to air to shut it off. And then we're running a function called tropical till done, which will, let's see if that plays the sound. To prevent the sound from happening multiple times, we did have like the little redstone activated command block. But we're taking so the till delay, you see this one is not conditional. So basically, every time this command block on the bottom runs, it's going to run on a delay. So you can see it runs every 30 ticks, which is a little more than a second. And if it runs, even if the conditions are not true, it's going to run this one, which is adding 1 to your till delay, which means, okay, I checked and you still didn't finish. I checked and you still didn't finish. It keeps adding 1 to your till delay, and then once you go and shut off the chain, that thing will no longer, it'll have its last count basically, and it'll stop. So these are running constantly. And then what we did was we added a check so that we're like, well, we can't let this go on forever. So if you take too long, then the what happens is the farmer will finish the job for you, right? So you're going to have at 300 seconds, it looks like the farmer's going to jump in and be like, dude, you're slacking, and it's going to activate the finish tilling redstone. So that's how that works. So we have a little timer, keeps track of your tilling, check for when it's complete, and if you don't complete it in time, then it'll be completed manually by the. And that having the farmer complete it for you is something that we added later because it was like, let's just get it working first and then add the pretty stuff. So the weed drop, that's an interesting one. So tropical place weed, that basically just summons a weed entity, which is called problem. It summons that entity and then tags it as weed. So now we can address it as weed, basically as an entity tagged weed. So once that's there, we'll run the spread players command on it. So from a certain area of the crop, again, like these command blocks are specific to the like the tropical biome, so we know like where the first phase of spread players should happen. So it's using like a radius of 4 from the center point, and it's using the thing that's been tagged as weed to spread that somewhere. And then what it'll do is it'll teleport it to the ground just to make sure that it gets dropped on the crop. I think what was happening was they were kind of hovering. They were teleporting and hovering. And so one good trick when you're teleporting entities, and like for instance, if you're using the facing command and you want to teleport it and face it a certain direction, one of the things is teleporting it slightly higher than the destination helps kind of update the code in a way so that you're more likely to get your intended result, because it's I think with a facing, I think because it's off the ground, it's going to turn faster rather than standing on the ground and having to turn. So I think that's why it works with facing. And in this one, I think it's something to do with the gravity, where it's kind of on and off number portion of the block and fell down. So this would help to make it fall onto the crop instead of hovering over the crop. And then we execute at the weed. We test for block air. And if it's air, then we're teleporting the weed to the kill box. So that -69.4.219 is a kill box that we put in the game, so that it's just that red box that has a repeating command block that kills any entity near it. And the purpose there is to remove the death animation so that you're not seeing puff of smoke all the time. And I didn't have to do anything fancy to remove the death animation. So that's why we have a kill box, is to kind of cleanly remove things. And then we remove the tag of weed from that entity because it's done being handled. And we turn the chain off, and then this gold block gets placed on the next one over, which will be weed 2. So whenever there's a weed problem, what we do is we just replace the gold block with a redstone block, and it activates that chain, and that chain will drop a gold block in place. So it's just sitting there waiting to be activated again by whatever stage of the game needs it. So we're not keeping track of where we last left off or calling anything specific. We're just converting a gold block to a redstone block, and it's running the chain that it's at. And of course, at the fifth one at the end, that one, instead of going forward 1, it'll go back 4. So it's going back to weed problem 1 once it goes to 5. So it'll cycle 1 through 5. And yeah, so that's some of the really cool stuff there. We have another casualty here. That might have been me. Okay.
So who's the guy floating up in the world?
Yeah, that's state. That's our state entity. It's lonely up here, but it's important work. So this is the entity that we're tagging with all kinds of stuff to keep track of what you did. And then what's cool about like tagging an entity is that you could use, like in an execute command, I could say, execute at the state entity where he's tagged can buy seeds, and then I could buy the seeds. And then like when I buy the seeds, I remove the can buy seeds tag, so that when I go to execute at the state command that is tagged can buy seeds, that condition fails. So it doesn't run buy seeds again. That's one example. So a lot of the purchases are done like that, where if you can do the purchase, the entity is tagged with it. And when you do the purchase, the tag is removed. And so it's not even you don't even have to like say, does he have the tag? If so, then buy the seeds. You're like, buy the seeds if he has the tag in one command. So this is one way to start to eliminate the use of like all of these conditional command blocks and stuff like that, is to create a scenario and then run a command based on the scenario. And then you could also, like with the purchasing, if it's just running two things, it's not doing an if then else. It's basically saying run the you don't have enough coins if you don't have enough coins, if your coins is less than 50. And then run the purchase if your coins is 50 or greater. And at that point, you just running those two things will give you the correct outcome of what you want out of that interaction. So yeah, so we started eliminating command blocks through that and simplifying things by using those execute statements, and we'll use that more. So I think that's more of the trend to get away from all of these command block stacks, is to start to do more functions using scoreboards and those kind of specific game state trackers. This is a complex world. Although when you think about it, for the biome, this stack, this is not that bad a stack of command blocks for each biome. It could be much, much worse.
When I saw this, I was like, oh my goodness. Wow. You get little cities in each one of these.
Right. Scratcher. We were testing something. We just left it there. So I put some sand around it. Cool. All right. Well, I think that's a good demo of what we got going on in the world and some behind the scenes. So you guys should go to the nasef.org/farmcraft. There is a download link where you can get this world and access all of the source code. So so follow through on their website to find where they have placed the download link. I think it's somewhere in a what's the program that they're using? Flipgrid. It's somewhere in a Flipgrid page, because that's the tool they're using for people to share their reflections and stuff and their submissions through video online. So check that out. Yeah, let me know if you have trouble not finding it. We'll track down the link and do that. But for now, that's going to be the end of it. It's going to be back to work on a Friday. I think it's probably a busy weekend for a lot of people. So everybody have a great Easter weekend, whatever you're doing, and we'll be back at it. Oh yeah. I mean, it's kind of late in the stream, but we have new persona items in the marketplace.
Oh, that's right.
So you guys have to check out our items. I'm pretty happy with them.
You gonna bring them up there?
I'm trying.
Wait for it. I'm debating on when we need to release the Cleverlike helmet.
Oh yeah. That'd be fun. The thinking cap. Okay, so let's switch back to screen share.
And Lo-Fi's asking if we're still going to be streaming Bedrock stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totes. I'll be doing that. And sometimes, like, we had a great time last week. Lo-Fi was there. NNO was there. Jaden was there. Like, we had a good group of people that stuck around for a long time, and we talked about a lot of really good Bedrock development stuff. And a lot of these people are working on Bedrock teams, as well as aspiring to work on Bedrock teams. So it was cool. Very cool. Okay. So if I edit my character, let's go see and go to headwear. You can see now there's all kinds of new stuff the partners are able to publish into this store now, which is a new thing. This is one of ours. Oh, look at my hairdo is kind of
sitting on top of it.
That's funny. But we got that cool sparkly gold block.
So here's something I did find out. If you click on in the description there, it says buy Cleverlike. Just click on that.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
So look at me with my cute bow.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I got my animated rainbow sky block, or a lucky block, and then the sky block hat, yes, which I think is totally cool.
That's amazing. That huge shout out to our artist on this.
Yeah. Azir, we just always Santa Claus.
Every time.
Yep.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
So check those things out in the store. If you get any of them, tweet it to us. Love to hear.
We'd love to see some.
Love to see you wearing it.
Your character all decked out with these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had one more that kind of got stuck in certification and may or may not see the light of day. But we have 5 more queued up for next month, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so we're excited for that. Obviously, check us out on the store. We've got skin packs, and Climate Hero is 33% off during the spring sale.
Oh, very nice.
So tell your friends about that. It is the Earth Day month, so it's appropriate. Yeah, and then we'll have more cool stuff in the works as per usual.
There's no rest over here. We do cool stuff all the time.
I'm loving my schedule, dude. I'm like, at some point I'm going to crash and burn, but I just don't feel it yet. I'm like, I did cut it off early last night, so I'll start working like 7 p.m. and have been working till like 3 or 4 a.m. as like a full day in Australia, essentially, and then I would get up and work my full day here and just napping in between. But there's so much stuff. I'm feeling really good about it. So I think I'm getting my schedule a little back on track, though.
Better you than me.
It's not something. Yeah, you're going to be in big trouble.
Yeah, I've got plans for big projects for the next 20 years. So,
so Lo-Fi wants a tutorial on skin packs. I got old packs that don't work anymore and don't understand why. Okay, that's a good idea. Let's do that. And actually, yeah, okay, that's good. I have some plans for you for that one.
Cool.
So cool. Thanks, Mr. Stevie Boy. And thank you guys all for tuning in. If you're watching the recording, throw a comment in on YouTube, and we'll do our best to monitor the comments and get back to you. And then so like Lo-Fi wants to see a video on skin packs, so we'll get working on putting together a tutorial stream for that as well. So we'll look forward to the time when we can do that. Send us your ideas, things you want to learn, and we'll go from there. So signing off for now. Gatlin, have a great weekend.
My plan.
Everyone else, have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Later.
Later.